do some change. Okay, so that you guys also will understand it in easy way. Okay, now if anyone have any doubts, please mention it. If you fetch the data from API and I put them in for loop, this is for loop and is wrapped in use effect for dependency, and now it is called single time. No, sir. Hemant, you didn't understand. You won't put the for loop in the use effect. You will put just API calling in the use effect. For loop, you will write it in the return only. Okay. Now let's go here. Let's write it here. Let's do. Let's start one more application. I hope by now everyone knows how to start your applications. Control C. Y. Now cd dot c. Now npx create with @latest. Huh? Oh, npm. Okay. Now here it will create a new one, and I'm going to write it a name. Uh, we'll do movie search project. Movie search, and here React, JavaScript, cd, movie search, npm install, and oh, sir, you don't need to do multiple use effects in one application. In one use effect only, you can do multiple works. You can call multiple functions in one use effect. Okay, but usually it's not ideal situation to do multiple use effect. Why? Because use effect is first will get called, and immediately you have to check it. What if you put multiple use effects and one use effect somewhere, another use effect somewhere? Then you will get confused the flow. Okay, so in one use effect only, call the multiple functions in that case. Now here npm run dev, which is a first application. Simple. Sir, I'm going to use an API request. I think you people already know APIs. I'm using something called OMDB API. OMDB API for the movie search. Okay. OMDB API. First, let's create some APIs need key. Some APIs need key. Okay. Some APIs need authorization also. But here, some APIs are free, public APIs. Last time I gave you public API, which is fake store API. Now I'm using API key here. So this is asking API key and free. And I'm giving some mail ID. So which I will take it from temp mail. I'm using some temp mail to create. Can we use observable to react? I think Sheetal, you didn't know observables will commit in the HTTP client, not in the fetch. Okay, that is an Angular one in the HTTP client. You will get it the fetch. You will get it the observable. Here you won't get any observables. Here you will get promises only. Copy. I'm just using some fake mail ID so that I will get it API key. I don't want to give it my API, my email ID. Okay, just submit email verification link sent. Come here. Yes, verification mail sent. Come here. OMDB the following to activate activated. It is activated. Now let's go back and let's take this. This is my API key, sir. This is the key, Control C, and I'm pasting it my key somewhere else. API key. Okay. So you can also create your own API schema, how I did. Okay. Now let's go here, OMDB API. And in the OMDB API for searching, the URL will be like this. For example, if you are searching for a movie Titanic, so what you will write it here, S equals to whatever the movie you are searching it for, triple R, like that. Okay, if you are searching for Titanic, Titanic, like that. Or let's write it here, triple R. And then and API key equals to what is my API key? Control C, Control V. Why invalid API key came? Okay, I should not put it in string then. I got it. So see, when I do the URL, in this URL, I'm getting the data, right or not? In this URL, what data is there? Titanic movies data is there. Is it clear now? Now, first, let's do for this URL. First thing, I want to get this data into my application. Second one, I will change it every time Titanic to some other things, whatever I give it. Is it clear, ma? Now, let's do the application nicely, sir. Let's go here. Let's start projects, movie search, follow quickly, SRC, and in the app. Now, let's create two more, sir. Movies.jsx. And I'm creating one more thing called movies.jsx, sir. Now inside this, let's delete all. Let's delete this counter. Let's delete this all. And here div, and in the movies, RAFCE, RAFCE. For the persons who don't know, I'm just doing it. RAFCE means one functional component will be created automatically, sir. Okay. I think you know the shortcuts. Please install that extensions for shortcuts, or you try to do it on your own. It does not matter. It is just a component. I just created one component. Now go here and I'm writing it here. Movies. Clear, ma? Now whatever in the movies, it will print it directly. But first, I wanted to use effects. Come here, use effects. In the use effects, okay, I wanna call it that particular URL. Okay. Now let's go here. Let's write it here. Let's write it here. Hmm. Const movies list, comma, set movies list. So whatever the movies I got it when I search something and I'm storing it in this. Use state initially empty array. Initially empty array. In that movies list, I am going to write all the things. Is it clear, ma? Now come here, and here what you are going to write. Now I'm using async await. Do you guys know what is async await? Async await will be similar to your fetch and fetch promises, but this time we will write it as synchronous code. Instead of writing dot then a promise changing, we will directly write await and all. Here you can do two things. You can directly write a function outside of use effect and you can call it inside the use effect, or you can directly write it here only. Okay. I am preferring the second method, but both are valid here. Let's write it a simple function, sir. Async fetch data. async function fetch data. Okay. Now in this, and I will call the fetch data also here only. See, inside the use effect only, I write it one callback function. In that callback function only, I call the fetch data, and I also gave the fetch data calling also there only. I wrote it and called it here only. Now, how to do that, sir? Const uh, const response equals to await await. Uh, I have to use fetch, and in the fetch I have to give the URL. I'm giving direct URL, sir. This is the URL I directly gave it, sir. And whatever the response I got it again. Const data equals to response await response.json. Sir, for the persons who did it in JavaScript, this sync await, it is exactly same. React will not teach you anything new from the JavaScript. React will just use them in a nice way. That's it. Now here, whatever the data I got it, in that data, the whole movies are there now. Now I am giving this data to the movies list. Movies list. Inside the movies list, this data is there. First thing I call the use effect, and it will call this particular one, and it will give cell. Okay. And I'm giving here empty array. That means only one time it will call. Only one time it will call. And this movies data is there. No? Okay, sorry. I should write it here. Set movies, na? Set. Now movies list is updated. Now let's pass the movies list here. So I am passing it here. Movies list equals to movies list, and whatever the array it got it, this guy will receive it movies, and this guy will print it. Here I am just directly writing, sir, day by day I am just making it somewhat more complex so that I hope you can understand. Here I am just passed the props. In the props, what are there? Movies list only there. So when I passed it, I just sent it there, and here I destructured it. Here I destructured it. Okay. Now here you can write it directly props, and you can write it props dot movies list. Instead, you can directly destructure here only, ma. Now here I am printing it. Movies list map. Sir, for the persons who don't know, in every class we are using map. So please learn what is map. Okay. In the map, we will give one callback function, sir. Inside this, whatever the data is there, movie, and for every movie, I'm just gonna print it movie title, or here what is this title and poster is there. So I'm just printing it here poster, simple, because posters are easy for recognizing. Img src equals to movie dot poster, and here alt equals to movie dot title. See, till now you did not do search method. You just take it the Titanic code only, right or not? I'm just taking the
Yeah,
Titanic code only. Now
awesome.
go here,
Major, major.
and now my code is over. Now I will go to my
Go to
bit,
my
and
major.
I will just refresh
Let
it
them know.
application.
That's what the bad.
Okay, I think somewhere somewhat broke. Now go here. Huh? ఏంటిది? చేసా కదా, యాప్ లో పెట్టా కదా మూవీస్. ఇంపోర్ట్ కూడా అయ్యింది, ఇదిగో. Huh? Use యూజ్ ఎఫెక్ట్ ఇంపోర్టా? అర్థం కాల. ఆహా, యూజ్ ఎఫెక్ట్ ఇంపోర్ట్ చేయలేదా నేను? ఇదిగో చేసా కదా, సపరేట్ గా అయ్యింది. ఓకే, ఒక లైన్ లో అయితే ఏంది, రెండు లైన్లు అయితే ఎర్రర్ చూద్దాం. ఏముంది అందులో? ఎర్రర్ చూస్తే తెలిసిపోద్ది కదా. సి ద ఎర్రర్. నౌ ఎర్రర్ is uncaught promises to fetch. Okay, now here fetch failed to fetch the data. Now error happened in fetching the data only. Okay, so that is why it is not printing anything. So now in the fetching data, what is the error here? Will it go to this link? Yes, it is printing it. Now here, why it is not doing it? Then fetch, await, async, and I called it perfect only. Console dot log res, and again console dot log data. Now let's try it. Now see here, it printed something line number 17. What is line number 17, right? Data. Okay, data is an object ray inside this. So movies are not inside the data. Movies are inside the data and inside the search. Inside the search. So I should write it here. Data dot search. Simple. You should check it like where the data is there. So now refresh it. Now it is exactly, it is no errors now. Response is coming, array is coming, and now movies data is also updated. Okay. Now after the movies list is updated, it is passing the movies list here. So let's write it here. Let's go to movies concept, and here I'm just printing it. Okay. Hmm. Use effect. Sir, why you are using use effect, sir? Just I want to see it like whenever the application rendered, what is happening there. Console dot log movies list, and I'm printing that movies list, whatever I'm getting it. See, it is printing it correctly. See, why we use effect? Basically, use effect, how they work. Whenever the application started only now whenever the movies component rendered, at that time that movies component will have the movies arena. So is the array is coming correctly or not? I'm printing it. And I printed it. Perfect. Array is coming. So array is coming. Movies list array is there. So now our logic failed here. I understand what is the logic. Here I put the braces and I did the image. When you are doing HTML, what braces you have to put? Parenthesis. But I put this one, sir. So that is the problem here. So now here open brace, sorry, open parenthesis, close parenthesis. That's it. Everything is actually working well. Now it will come, I am 100% sure. See, all movies are coming, which are of Titanic. Because that's what you did, right or not? You directly take the Titanic values. But do you directly want to take Titanic values, sir? No, I don't want. I want to take the values of something, one state value. Okay. Now go here. Go to your app.js, sir. In the app.js, let's take some value. Const search term, search term equals to, sorry, search term, comma, set search term equals to use state, and initially my search term is empty string. What is that? Empty string. And here, instead of writing Titanic and all, I will write it here. You know what I will write? Search term. Very good. So I will keep this in template literal, sir. For the persons who don't know JavaScript, this template literal is actually modern script. Now here s equals to, you can write it directly like this. If you do it, that value will come. Search term. If you write it something like this, for the persons who don't know, understand this logic. Here OMDB search term value. If search term value is triple R, then their triple R will be there. If search term value is Titanic, their Titanic will be there. And if you want this kind of thing, you should put it in template literal only. If you put it in a string, it will not work. Is it clear, ma? Yeah. Now API key is also done. Okay, everything is done. But when this function will be called, only first time? No. Every time such term changes, I want this also will change. Right or not? Now you typed Titanic, sir. First time, if you put it like first time empty, it will call empty one. Second time Titanic you put, sir. Then it should go and call the Titanic value. If you give triple R, sir, next time, it will go and call the triple R value. Right or not? So every time a value of search term changes, state value of search term changes, I wanted to call. So that's why in dependency I gave search term. Is it clear, sir? Does it make sense? Now, next one. Now, how do you update it, sir? Search value. Here I will give one input. Let's give here input. Input type equals to src. Value equals to search term. For the persons who did not remember, we did this similar one in the to do application. Spelling mistake. In to do application also, I took one input, right? And I took the value. Now, what is the value here? Empty array. Sorry, empty string. Because what is the value here? Search term. What is the value of search term, sir? Here, देखो, what is the value of search term? Empty string. So now iska value will be empty string also. Now next one, on change. On change. Every time a input changes, every time an input changes, sir, then what will happen? Here I will change the set search term. And here I will set the search term value to, okay, I have to set the search term to whatever the value in this particular box. So E, and I will search it to here, E dot target dot value. Okay, comma came, E dot target dot value. Okay. For the persons who did not understand, just keep a focus on it. Here, this is called event one. In JavaScript, you may have done this. Event means what event got triggered. Here, what is the event? On change is the event. What is the event? On change is the event. So target means this on change is targeting what? Input element. Very good. This on change is targeting input element. Now input का value क्या है? वो search term है. And that one is I am making it as search term again. So that means whatever you write it triple R. Triple R will be the value now. And that value I am giving it as a search term now. Is it clear, ma? Is it clear? And automatically here you don't need to put a button and all. You know why? Because automatically it will call this particular search term. Whenever the search term changes, automatically it will go and call this use effect. Earlier, what we used to do, we used to put it like one button. If I click on it, and then I can make it a fetch call. But here I can do it directly also. Now go here and go to my application. Something again triggered, I think. Control C. Why? Sometimes server load also wrong. So you can run it one more time every time to check it. But if still is wrong, no need to worry. You have to check it once. What is happening? Now here the above error occurred. See, the error is cannot read the properties of undefined. Why? Because you gave empty string. Okay, so there won't be anything. In that cases, it won't run. So in that cases, what you have to do, you have to write it here, movies list. I am saying it only if movies list is there. Then only do the map. If movies list is not there, no need to do. This is called conditional rendering. I think we are already doing it. Conditional rendering bole to only if that particular thing is there, true, then only run it. Now, if the movies list is not there, so let's not do that map. Okay, I don't want it. That is the kind of fixing the error. Now let's refresh it. See, no errors here. Sir, you can make it actually better. I just put it in input, normal input. You can make it something bigger and cool and all. So I'm just giving here triple R. Okay. And all triple R are coming. Is it clear, ma? Now let's go here. Let's give here. Now again empty. Empty means empty one. Now let's give here Radhe Shyam. Shyam. Radhe Shyam wala kam. I am just printing images. You can print year actually according to the data of this particular API. If you go here, you can see title is there, year is there, IMDb ID is there, type poster is there. So you can take image, you can take name, you can take released year, and you can take ID also. ID bole to IMDb ID. So whenever someone click on that, you can lead to IMDb directly. Okay, is it clear, ma? Is everyone clear with this? Now let's print all nicely. Okay, now someone is saying it initially they want all the data. This API will not give any initial value only. It depends on API. Actually, in API, this endpoint is used for only searching. Okay, if there is an endpoint in this OMDB API which will give all the movies, you can call that. Okay, you got my point, ma? Okay, but here it's not. Now, now go here. Here use effect is not necessary. Just I did it to print that particular one. So what I'm printing it, sir? I printed here IMG and I want to print it here div. Let's write it here div control X control V. Now go here. Now here I want to print the H3 title also. What is the title here? Movie dot title. And here paragraph released movie dot year. Very good. And you know what I will do? I will give this title also in anchor tag. In anchor tag. Because I will go to some movie like IMDb. I think you guys know what is IMDb, right? If IMDb, if someone write it title slash something ID, then it will call that particular one. So I'm taking this URL, IMDb ka title URL, Control C, and I'm going it here, this particular URL, href. Now, instead of this Titanic ID, and I'm giving a dynamic ID here, dollar braces, and here movie dot IMDb ID. That is what they said. But this will not work, sir. Why? Because this is not a template literal. So you should make it as template literal. Backslash, backslash. Where did I did wrong? Huh? No, it's absolutely fine. But it's not taking out only. Why? JSX must have one parent element only. Obviously, it is having one parent element only. Mm-hmm. Control X. We'll just check with this why anchor tag is not working. Okay. Now, sir, by default, whatever the data is there, you need to, when you enter, you are getting searching. Okay. Check it like how this API works. Okay. Now, let's refresh it one more time. Now, let's go here. Let's write it here, triple R. And see, title, name, and the released one is coming. If I put it in a grid structure, okay, here I did not write it in a grid and all. If you write it here, take it a grid structure and all, it will print it nicely. Clear, ma? Any doubts, sir? Any doubts? No. So try to do this movie searching one into somewhat better level, and at the same time, bring your requirements. When you are practicing these things, you will get some thoughts. Sir, I want something like this. I want something like this, right? And your requirements will make it into another level. Try to do a sync await in this particular case, and tomorrow we'll see Axios. Okay. And tomorrow I will do this particular one. I will finish it first, actually. I will apply some nice bootstrap and all tomorrow for this one. And then we'll make it more and more better daily. Clear, ma? Is everyone clear? The main purpose of this project is to make you understand how the use effect works. I hope that one is clear, right? Now, don't focus on more on API. Okay, see, API is not the real issue. The real issue is the use effect. When you go for real time, they will give you their own APIs. They won't ask you to do OMDB API. If you don't know how to manage OMDB API, happy. Okay, no worries. You can try another API. But if you don't know how to do use effect, that's a problem. Okay. So if anyone wants to try some sort bigger level, sir, for movies, I know two APIs. One is OMDB and another one is TMDB. Try TMDB API also, which will work. TMDB API. Okay. That also will work similar, sir. The TMDB API, if you go, you will get it nice. This one will give you more data than the normal one. You can check the documentation, you will understand it like. Okay. TMDB API. Yeah. Then next. Now, if anyone wants to create a Netlify link, sir, there are two ways. First one, directly write it here, build. If I do it here, Control C, Y, and if I write it here, npm build. See, npm build. Oh, npm run build here. Npm run build. So automatically build application will be created, sir, which is a dist file, right or not? Now go to your application. Go to here, Netlify. And in the Netlify, add a new site, deploy manually, and upload this dist file. Desktop, and here Naresh IT, and here React 7, projects, movie search, dist, and that's it. Upload it. Now it will only upload and it will only give you the link, sir. Just take a time, that's it. So it only uploaded. See, deployed also and completed. Now if you go here, site overview, here you can see site configuration, and here you can change the name, site name. I can change the site name. A site is already created. Now here I can see movie search. Movie search 005. Now if anyone type it with the movie search 005, they may get it this particular dummy project. You got my point, sir? This is one way. Another way is directly you take it GitHub. You push it your application into GitHub, connect your Netlify to GitHub, and so that the automatically Netlify will create it the links. Okay. Try it both the ways. If you search it on internet, also it's a 5 minutes process, sir. There are some alternatives. Sir, Netlify is not working it for me. No worries. Try Vercel. It is also similar as Netlify. Netlify, Vercel, so many other things are there, but basically these two are easiest ones. Okay. Yeah. I hope online also clear with this. Is there any doubts, ma, in today's class? Is there any doubts? No? Yeah. Just check one more time in your JavaScript class, Axios. I think in JavaScript you all got it Axios, right? One time check it like how it works. Okay. If you can't check it also, no worries. Tomorrow I will check it the Axios. Okay. Yeah. And try to do this. Everyone has to do this movies application and make it look nice. And tomorrow I want to see your URLs. Okay. Yeah. That's it for everyone. Thank you all.